Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Source Snack Break. I'm joined today by Adam Benge. Welcome, Adam. It's good to
Welcome.
have you here.
Glad to be here.
Excellent. And while we get started, I just want to let you know, for those of you who haven't tuned in before, you're going to be on mute automatically, but you can still join the conversation in the chat that you see over on the right-hand side of your screen. We'll be keeping an eye on that. So if you have questions, see something you like, you can post that there. To get us warmed up, I want to start with a quick question. And Adam, I'm going to put you on the spot. And
Uh-oh.
because we're going with the theme of snacks. What is one of your favorite food cities? And for those of you listening in, I would love to see yours in the chat.
Wow.
Personally, I love Washington, D.C. I think they have some amazing, amazing food there.
I think Chicago's not bad either.
Yep.
Any of the big cities, Seattle's not bad for seafood.
That's true. I mean, I feel spoiled living in Portland as well. So
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't choose, some of the smaller towns in the Midwest around here, but get to a big city. I think you're good. Austin's kind of booming.
Oh, nice. Right now. That is a city I've been to briefly, but it was like for a conference. So, I was eating hotel food the whole time, but hope to go back.
I guess it depends on what food you're looking for too,
yes,
location, so.
Exactly. Well, perfect. Well, just as a reminder, everyone, we'll be spending the next little bit with you, but please put your questions in along the way. And I'll get started with a brief introduction. So I'm Brittany McLean. I'm the Director of Membership at Source, and joined here again by Adam from Surfacing Solution. Very excited to have you. If you could start, Adam, just tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of how long you've been with Surfacing Solution, and then I'll let you jump right into the presentation.
Yeah, no, fantastic. My name's Adam Benge. I am the Vice President for Surfacing Solution. I've been here for just over a year now. I've been in architecture and construction industry for almost 15 years now. I have worked on multiple sides, whether it's the sales side in consultation. I've helped with developing specs and BIM files. I don't actually do the BIM development, but help connect the people that do. I worked briefly on a startup that was similar to House for commercial construction. So images of cool projects and all the tags connecting all the various companies. So I've gotten an opportunity to work with both manufacturers and architects and designers, GCs, construction companies, and now working for a manufacturer of kind of come full circle. But I'm really enjoying what we get the chance to do here, and I'll introduce briefly, and I appreciate everybody taking the time to jump on the call here to learn a little bit about Surfacing Solution and specifically from Surfacing Solution, talk about and introduce our solid wood and real wood veneer tambour panels. Surfacing Solution has been around about 33 years, but they are pretty diversified into acoustic products, ceiling products. They've got some different wall panels, but focusing today on a very trending and popular product in the tambour panels. So I'll just jump right in here, and I'm just going to see if I can't change. If anybody has questions, I'll keep an eye on the comments on the left. So tambour is a flexible, grooved, and decorative surface material. We like to say the grooving provides a unique decorative look, but also allows, kind of two functional. It also allows the panels to have flexibility for ease in designing curves and angles, both inwards and outwards. And I'll show you examples of that here in the next couple slides. But before I do, I want to kind of break down tambour into the three product types that we have. We've got solid wood. That represents about 80% of our business is solid wood. Solid wood, as you're going to see, has several different wood species options. It has over 30 profile options, and we'll get into kind of the specifics on that on the slides moving forward. But veneer is a little bit newer to us and has been growing pretty substantially for commercial applications as well as residential. It's a more economical but it's also something we stock on the shelf, so lead times are faster, and you've got some flexibility with a little bit more species options on the real wood veneer, as well as being a little bit better priced in the market. And then finally, the veneer also offers, we have two different metallic options. We have a brass and an aluminum, like you can see in the image down there. So looking at the image, just kind of, putting a picture to the words. On the left there, you're looking at a triangular shaped solid wood, that's walnut. In the middle is the veneer. It's a maple pattern that's a 3/4 inch. And then on the right is a 3/4 inch aluminum metallic veneer. So there's three advantages that we find are very important to the industry these days that tambour can offer. One, it's panelized. I think it's popular to do individual slats right now, to put those on the walls. But if you're doing a 10-foot wall and you're going to put like inch slats, depending on how much space is between each slat, you could have upwards of 100 slats of wood that you've got to manually go through to make sure they're straight, free of knots, tears, scratches, etc. And then color coordinate them so it's not too big of a difference between the colors. And then you've got to nail each one of them up, keeping it straight the whole time. It's very, it's pretty prolonged installation, where our panels, that same 10 foot, since our panels on the solid wood are all 1 foot wide, you would put glue, not nail, up 10 panels. And we've already done the color coordinating. We've already gotten rid of all the waste, and we send the panels already done and ready to apply. So a big advantage is time saved on installation. Another one is the flexibility of the panels, meaning that you can go around column covers, you can go around corners, you can curl it back towards its front and go up from a wall, kind of, and I'll show you a picture where you go up from a wall and do and curve it onto the wall as a transition. And then finally, another key advantage is the fact that it's a natural product, and that's very popular, trending. Lots of evidence to support the mental wellness and well-being by having natural elements, greens and trees and plants, as well as wood on applications. So kind of three of the main benefits of tambour. Jumping right into our solid wood line, what you see here is a couple things. On the left, first of all, is just an application that kind of can give you some inspiration as to the possibilities with the solid wood tambour panels. And on the right at the top, this is the profiles that we list. We have over 30 different profiles. So you're going to see half rounds, pyramids, trapezoids. You'll have fluted looks, squared off looks, slat looks, among others. There are also, I'm listing right now 7 species, but I think we actually have close to 10 wood species available. So all in all, there's, almost 1,000 different combinations you can do with solid wood tambour. I'll mention a couple things. I'll jump back here and stay on this. A couple things about solid wood. Solid wood tambour, I think, that are important to point out is all of our panels are 1 foot wide. We have slat lengths available at 3 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot, 6 foot, 7 foot, and 8 foot. So if you need an in between, the GC will just cut it down. So there is minimal waste.
Yep.
But we can go above 8 foot, 9 foot in walnut, 10 foot in white oak, ash, and maple, and we can go 12 feet in poplar and red oak. So the dream of having a full 10-foot wall application with no seams is a reality. We can do that. And I think I've got some examples in here I'll show with that. A couple other things on the solid wood line. Solid wood products are going to, price range wise, we typically find they fall between $20 and $40 a square foot. There are some that are less, some that are more, but that's just kind of in general. And you can start with like all of the wood has the same quality and the same demands on the quality of the wood, but poplar is less expensive than walnut by nature. So that's the price based on just the price of wood. Poplar and red oak are our lowest priced products, and you'll find those closer to the 20 range. Then you're going to get maple and ash. and cherry, kind of the mid-range, 25 to 35. And then you're going to find white oak closer to 30 to 40. And then walnut's in a category of its own, and will be closer to 45, 50 and upwards in terms of price points. Lead times, we do stock half rounds in white oak, red oak, and poplar. So those lead times are usually, when we're not really super busy, are around 2 to 3 weeks. And when we're really busy, 3 to 5 weeks.
Okay.
And the special order items, all the rest, are close to 6 to 8 weeks for lead time.
Cool.
Now they can be used, and I'll show you after. We'll go through the veneer, and I'll show you some different applications where you can find the solid and veneer used. Veneer is a little bit different. I like to point out, first of all, you notice the veneer one on the left. That's the Standard Hotel down in Midtown New York City.
Beautiful.
That was 12 years ago. They used it in, I don't know if it was like 200 rooms or so, from wall to ceiling transitions. That is a veneer product. It looks gorgeous. It's maple that's been stained. They've had it for 12 years and they've never asked us for a replacement panel. Wow. So I think it gives you the confidence in the durability of the product, especially solid wood. If veneer can handle this, that kind of traffic, then obviously solid wood can as well. Mm-hmm. On the top right, you see the profiles. We are limited on veneer profiles to trapezoid shapes, flat shapes, but we do have different widths available from 1/2 up to 2 inches in quarter-inch increments. Where the veneer stands out is, one, there are more wood species available and some metallics available. I'm not even listing them all down there, but you can kind of get an idea. We've got some unique exotics like African wingay, Purple Heart, etc., along with your more traditional white oak, red oaks, and then the brass and aluminum, teaks, etc. A lot of different options for wood species. The veneer, two main advantages of veneer. One, price point. They end up be close to $5 to $6 a square foot. Two is it's stocked on the shelf in 4x8 panels. So if you need something quickly, or you're value engineering and need to make some changes to adjust, veneers are a great choice. We can ship them within 2 to 3 days of ordering typically. And like I said, they're very durable and very price conscious. Let's see here. Moving on. This gives you some ideas on the applications. So on the top left, Dalmar Hotel in Pensacola, Florida, they used a wall application. They do have a seam, so they didn't go all the way up. It's a very high wall. I think that's a red oak. They have dark stained. The seam goes across the door in the middle there, and it's kind of hidden. It blends in with the door, and then it's hidden by a picture frame. But then you see on the right, that's a 9 or 10 foot high wall. And I think it's a 9 foot high wall because that's like a half round walnut. And you see they've gone from floor to ceiling. I guess at the bottom, there's a little bit of it looks almost like it's floating, a floating panel. But that's a great way to show that you can do these tall walls with no seams. Yeah. The bottom left is a bar front application. Bar fronts have always been a popular choice, as well as reception desks. You've got all these designs going and colors and themes and materials, and you get to the desk and you want it to either stand out or you want it to fit in, and Tambour can do both. Lines are easy way to kind of just blend in to what you have, or if you've got everything very, kind of that empty look, all of a sudden you add a groove pattern and you've kind of added a pattern to a kind of empty space. So great choice for bar fronts, reception desks, as well as behind beds, as you can see in the bottom right picture. And in the next picture, which is a geometric pattern that is done as a big, standout bed wall, if you will, that I think looks fantastic. You can see column covers have also on the right there. That's also been very popular. Easy way to handle a column cover is something that's flexible and durable too. And then reception desks down below, you can see we also mentioned them as a popular choice, and you can see how the camber curves around the corners to the sides, making an easy application. cool, unique ways I've seen it used behind bookshelves. This in the middle there, that is at the TWA Hotel at JFK Airport in New York City. They used it in, I don't call that a closet. I don't know what you call that. It's kind of a butler's pantry and a closet, but it's not.
Yeah.
But it looks cool.
It does.
You've got a restaurant down on the bottom left. I'm drawing a blank on the name right now, but they've used a walnut to cover every single surface at the restaurant. And then I like to share the one on the right, which is a buffet kitchen, and they've actually combined two different tambour panels to kind of make the seam look like it's a built-in part of the design.
Yeah.
So laying one over the top of the other and having two different colors as well kind of makes the seam not a seam, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Smart way to disguise that.
And then, obviously bar fronts, you can see as well on the left bar, timber is very durable. So it works well getting kicked and beat up. And it stays strong, natural looking, and can be cleaned up. And we definitely recommend, putting a stain on these products or a paint on these products just to increase durability and extend life. But other than that, they're very low maintenance and they are very easy and quick to install. I hope this has been helpful and inspiring. I do appreciate you guys coming on. If you have questions, I would be glad to answer those. I'll leave my email in the message, and feel free to email me anytime. I'll put my phone number in there as well. You can call us, so we'd be glad to help get you. We have plenty of samples we can ship out immediately, and free, of course, and answer questions, help you with the design details, etc. Thank you guys for your time.
Yeah, perfect. And I know that we have, if you're in Portland or Seattle, we've got stuff in stock that we can bring you today. So you can also check out Surfacing Solution on Source. You can also find Adam's contact information there and certainly reach out if you have questions. I think it's just so great. These pictures are super helpful to get inspired. And I do think that, it's a look, I was thinking about that hotel that it looks so fresh and modern, even though it's, like you said, 12 years old. It's just like a very timeless piece that, you can really do a lot with. So I love that.
Yeah.
One question that we always, like to throw out there, is there any gotchas or things in terms of writing the specs or a certain type of application that you recommend designers reach out to you early and often about, or anything to kind of?
No, I think it's a good question though. I think some of the most important things, and we have 3-part specs on our side if you need this technical information. We've got BIM and Revit files that we've just newly developed, so we've got all the technology and the technical info that you need. But in terms of what to pass on is mostly lead times. Sometimes you get these special order items, they're 6 to 8 weeks, and the GCs might call or they win a bid and they need it in a week or two. We do have to procure the material. We source all of our wood regionally. So we're in Minneapolis, so Iowa and Minnesota and Wisconsin is a majority of our wood is coming locally, or regionally. And then we actually mill it at a factory here in Minnesota. And then that takes about 4 weeks or so for them to, cut up all the wood into the right pieces and stack and bundle them and send them to us. We get the product, and then we actually hand select the right panel or slats of wood and make sure free of defects, etc. So it does take a little bit of time to get it done, and just having the heads up to get them that information just makes it easier, so we can hit your time frame easier.
Perfect. That's great. We've got a question here from Bobby. It wants to know if the pricing gone up with wood commodities going out of this world.
It has. I'd say a couple things on that, and we can work with you. Pricing has gone up. We're hoping that it will kind of plateau here, but we are kind of seeing price changes every week these days. Right now, it's a lot on walnut. It was on white oak earlier, but that has kind of stabilized. And but at the same time, at the poplars, red grandis, red oak, they've gone up a little bit, but they're still very very close to where they were. So we continue to monitor it, and we try to eat as much as we can of the price increase, because we don't like to change prices. We think we've got a good handle on pricing, but yes, we do have to kind of move with the market and hope that as we get into fall here, it will start to slow down and come back down. Couple things though, in terms of pricing, I'll point out there's two things that determine pricing. One is the size of the wood slat. So if you've got, for example, a half round and it's a 3/4 inch half round, that is going to be our least expensive half round. If you go up to a 1 inch or a 1.5 inch half round, that's a bigger piece of wood. It's more expensive. So you can see prices jumping up, $4 or $5 a square foot for like a poplar. With like a walnut or a white oak, you'll see it jump $10, $20 a square foot just because of that. So one way to get yourself into the price range you need is maybe to go from a full inch down to a 3/4 inch and see a big decrease in price. The other option when you're looking at prices is the wood species. Walnut and white oak are going to cost $20, $30 more a square foot than poplar, red oak, and like red grandis. Ash and maple, it's going to cost $10 more than like a red ash or an ash or a maple. So by changing the wood species, doing maybe ash instead of white oak, or staining poplar, or staining a red oak with a dark walnut stain rather than true walnut will be a big price difference. And then also the thinner the smaller the slat of wood is also going to keep it down. Okay. And any of this exterior grate rated finish? No, it's not. It's wood product. We do recommend using it indoors. I have not seen people haven't used it outdoors. If you do, you don't have to tell us about it, and make sure you put a lot of lacquer or clear coat on it. And then I also point out in terms of fire rating, we don't apply a fire rating, but you can have a Class A fire rating applied. We've used Fire Stop 2 in the past. It absorbs completely into the wood. You can't tell that it's there. You can paint and stain over the top, and you got a Class A fire rating for applications like the fireplace that I showed you.
Perfect. Great. Those are all good questions. Any other questions? Feel free to drop them in.
Yeah, thank you guys for the questions. And like I said, my email's there. If something comes up later and you need a reminder or anything at all, samples, I can be glad to help you. Please email or call me anytime.
Perfect. All right. Well, we'll start to wrap up here. And just as a reminder, we will be back again next week. We also will be putting this recording up on our website, as well as you are officially, Adam, a podcast star, or a star to be, because this will also be available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
I've been waiting my whole life for this.
Yes, I know. It's exciting. So we really appreciate you being here. And thank you all for joining us and your questions. And now I'm hungry, now that we started talking about good places to eat. So, but this is a beautiful product. And again, let us know if we can help you out, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Thank you guys for your time. Hope to hear from you. Take care. Bye now.